outside of Nucleus.
Only an atom.
You can see a bunch of added defenses as well as more troops. If you've seen my previous videos, you know they've adopted the Vim Refresh armor. Of course, it's bright green, so I think that kind of goes with their whole radiation thing. Try to take the helmets off of them because obviously they wouldn't want the power armor keeping them from the radiation. Unfortunately, it wasn't possible. Fixed up the bridge a little bit. There's some turrets on the other side. I guess you can't quite see them. And we actually will pop back out here after we do a little tour of the inside. So as you can see, it goes up a bit now as well. Alright, inside the Nucleus, we can immediately see a couple guards, one child of the atom, and one railroad member. So although they are not super friendly, they do cooperate and offer some safe harbor out in the least radioactive part of their base here to
I buy and sell. Just
we've
put up everything
got
you
a
got.
convoy of traders.
Hey, Scabber. Let's trade.
Haven't changed this because they come and pray here. It's difficult because of that. They have a lot of animations. I've added quite a bit of power armor throughout. Make it seem like they could actually be a reasonable threat. I've cleaned up a lot of spaces. As well as added some extra guards in places like up there. And I tried to do some more up here. So there's a guard on either entrance really of the restricted area. I planned on building myself a little base back here. But the power armor I left here kept disappearing off of the frame, so I just sort of gave up on it and just sort of left it there as storage. And then yeah, they just sort of use this area as general storage. Got some other junk in some of the other ones. One of the other things that has changed, however, though, is right down below. I have placed a number of ghouls as their people succumb to radiation poisoning. They throw them down here and they live out the rest of their existence as mindless feral ghouls. But in the very far side of it, there is a little bit of dirt. And there is a blind super mutant trader living with his pet ants. Who, yeah,
Sure. Let's take a look.
you can make a deal with. Anyway, that is the Nucleus. We're going to head out now. I have one of my player bases that I call the Legend of Far Harbor Retreat. Retreat? Yeah, retreat. Sort of like, you know, like a hunting retreat kind of thing. My little cabin in the woods. And it's just up the hill from here, really, at the ruined radio tower. Okay, back outside, we're gonna head up to the ruined radio tower. That armor really glows in the radiation. So I built a little set of stairs and walkway up here that lets me sort of transit back and forth between Nucleus and my base easily. I kind of built my base here because one, it's sort of in the middle of nowhere, and two, thank you. And yeah, and that way I had some shopkeepers nearby. As you can see, it's up here on the top of this mountain. The radio tower was already there. I've actually removed a bunch of rock and stuff, making it a lot more difficult to get up to. So I'm going to cut around to the front of it. But yeah, I like the back shot. Kind of looks like a mad scientist's laboratory or something like that. here we are on the other side. I've eliminated a lot of rock on this side. Another reason I chose this place is because the only thing that ever reloads here is 3 wolves. And they load down there now because I got rid of the rock, and if they ever get anywhere close, the missile launchers and turrets take them out. So one final warning to people. Friendly too. Turn back.
Like I said, hard to believe. But there you have it, folks. The latest, craziest news from Diamond City Radio.
Workout station and an arch. I
won't deny that it's cheap.
even though this is a player base, I let 2 ghouls stay here. Couldn't find another place for them, and I'm not here most of the time anyway. So they hang out and keep an eye on the stuff. So the ruined radio tower already had this little trailer here, and I've built around it. I got a weather change device out there, as you can see. Set up a telescope, makes it look like you can kind of spy on Acadia over there. We're using it. The safe was already here. It actually does reload. And yeah, it's locked right now. I won't bother with it. So, a little bedroom area. Cooking station. Variety of legendary weapons. Robot collection.
Back hurt, feet hurt, everything hurt.
Around the back, we still got some syrup stations here. They reload every so often. Got my quantum blue armor and my companions shark armor. Always got to have space for dog meat. And of course all the stations. Haven't collected quite enough weapons for that yet. I don't know if you guys can hear the radio. I'm finding it quite loud. And yeah, a little bit of living space. I think I've got the comics magazines totally filled up here. And of course I've got copies of all the games and a variety of files. Yeah, I wanted to build a base very similar to Home Plate or the Grizz Top Grill in Nuka World. They didn't really give you one, so I found a nice secluded little location and built myself one. I don't know where the other settler is. They might have wandered off. Sometimes they get set. It's like stuck under the floor. Anyway, oh there she is. Oh, and I got the power set up top. So that is the Legend of Far Harbor's Retreat. Hidden away. Alright, next we're heading on to Echo Creek Mill, I believe it is called. And that is the last of my settlement builds, actually. Yeah, although I do have a couple other little things I might do after that.